One, to inform you of what's going on regarding Social Security for those in public service. And two, to get you fired up to take action, and I think you're ready. We need to form a strong coalition to build momentum and strength for the passage of two bills that are currently in Congress, H.R. 235 and Senate Bill 484. Both of these bills would repeal the unfair GPO and WEP legislation. President Obama has said he will pass these bills if they get to his desk. It's our duty to make sure that happens. We need to focus. We need to make a commitment to work on this, and then together we will bring fairness to the Social Security system. Just by our nature, and I'm a teacher, we are soft and nurturing. We don't make waves, we make a difference in the world, and we take great pride in making that difference. But we cannot be silent partners in this anymore. It just doesn't work. We need to become vocal. Silence hurts our cause. So I want you to get revved up. We've got to make noise. So, on 3, I want you to yell, focus, commitment, fairness, okay? And I'm taking a risk here, so don't make me look foolish, all right? Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Focus, commitment, fairness. Great. No more silent partners. We're ready for action. Many people ask, why did I take this on, organizing this meeting? Well, there were 3 statements that came up many times over that triggered my calling this meeting. Social Security fairness for teachers will never happen, so why bother even trying? The second trigger was hearing, the public doesn't care. And the third one, and they don't know, you're right. And the third was, why bother? There won't be money in the Social Security system anyway. The fact that you are all here tells me that you believe what I believe. You have faith in our system and faith in our public to do what is right. And whether or not there is money in the Social Security Trust is irrelevant. The bottom line is teachers should have the same rights as others. Okay? This is not a lost cause. History has shown us that we can bring change when we unite for what is fair and what is just. And we are all here today to bring strength to what our CTA, our NEA, our CRTA, and other organizations have begun for us. If we unite together, focus, and make a commitment, we will bring fairness to the Social Security system. Noise, focus, commitment, fairness. How many of you are or will be directly financially disadvantaged by the current legislation? Well, thank you. How many of you here today only just recently found out about this injustice that has been happening for decades? How many of you didn't know until you retired that the Social Security statements you had been receiving all those years don't apply to you because you're a teacher in California? How many of you didn't find out until you retired that because you're a teacher in California, you are not eligible to receive Social Security benefits from a deceased spouse? How many of you have had to get jobs after retirement from teaching to make ends meet? Because of the unfair discriminatory Social Security legislation, how many of you cannot afford to retire? How many of you had jobs prior to teaching when they hired you as a teacher and they did not tell you that in becoming a teacher you would forfeit most or all of your Social Security? Oh my gosh, practically the entire room. The GPO stands for Government Pension Offset. It dictates that teachers may not collect full Social Security from deceased spouses. The WEP, which is the windfall elimination provision, mandates that teachers may not collect Social Security at the same levels as people in other professions, even if they paid the same amounts into the Social Security system from a job prior to teaching or during teaching. You should know that it's not just teachers who are financially penalized by this unfair legislation. The GPO affects federal, state, and local government employees, including police and firefighters. And California is not the only state victimized. There are 14 other states in the same situation. The states that are not affected by the GPO and WEP, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it's because their teachers do not contribute to a state retirement system. They instead contribute directly to Social Security on their teaching jobs. So therefore, the government doesn't think of them as, quote, double dipping. I don't know how they come up with double dipping anyway. If you contribute, you should get your fair share as anyone else in any other profession. Now you're probably wondering, how is the new legislation to repeal the WEP and the GPO doing? You should know that CTA, NEA, and teacher retirement organizations are actively lobbying for these bills. H.R. 235 currently has 228 co-sponsors, so we're actually doing great in the House of Representatives. The Senate, a different story. We only have 17 co-sponsors out of a possible 100. Here, we need help. The senators representing states where public service workers are not affected, they are our hard sell. They just see millions of dollars coming out of the Social Security Trust, and they're hesitant to support our cause. We need to convince these senators that even though the passage of these bills will deplete some of the money in the Social Security Trust, they must look to the more important issue. We must appeal to them on two grounds. One, to do what is fair and just. And two, to preserve the quality of education we need in our schools. Convincing our reps in the House and in the Senate is vital, but we also must win over the Committee of Ways and Means. The good news is President Obama is with us 100%. And in his 2008 Democratic National Platform, he stated, "We will end the penalty with the current Social Security system for public service that exists in several states." Please, don't leave here, get busy with other things, and then do nothing for this cause. Millions of teachers are depending on you. Again, silence is detrimental to our cause. It's a no vote for our cause. One person alone cannot do this, no matter how passionate. One organization alone can't do this. The more vocal we are together, the more we will be heard. If we all do our part, rather than relying on someone else to do it, we will make this happen. We have to focus. We have to make the commitment, and together we will bring fairness to the Social Security system. Thank you.